name is Dan Riggs. My friends and family call me Bucky. Feel free to call me Bucky, that's fine. Never done this kind of thing before, at least videotaping or recording myself. I feel incredibly awkward, like I'm sure anybody else does when they do it. But, you know, I figure that's what you asked for. You wanted a video submission. So here I am. A little bit about myself, a little bit of background. Not too much to try and bore you too much or, you know, really get you disinterested in me. Growing up, all I wanted to do in my life was serve in the military. That was my decision since I can remember. So at the age of 17, I got my parents' permission that they had to sign off literally like a permission slip to say that it's okay, that I'm not crazy, and I enlisted in the Army. I really wanted to be boots on the ground and really do my part of what I thought it was to be a soldier. So I enlisted as an airborne infantryman. Jump out of planes, kick in doors. Sounded great to teenage me, and it really felt like what I needed to do to make a difference in this world. All I knew is I wanted to make this world a better place for my kids, my grandkids, and so on and so forth. So I enlisted, went to basic training. While I was at basic training, I found that my contract or my agreement for airborne was lost somehow, some way, I don't know. And I knew that's what I really wanted to do, so I started looking for whatever I possibly could do to make that happen. My physical fitness testing was actually pretty high in my basic training, or at least among the other guys. That Special Forces and the U.S. Army Rangers both looked at me as a potential candidate. They attempted to recruit me. And my only stipulation when talking to them was who can give me airborne and who has a faster training. After speaking to both recruiters, came to find that Army Rangers was probably going to be the best fit for me. I ended up renewing my contract and got orders for airborne school, which is what I wanted. And then I went to RAS, Ranger Assessment and Selection Program. Unfortunately, when I was with the Rangers, I ended up getting injured, which ultimately led to my retirement out of the military. And from that point on, I was pretty much told by all the higher ups, doctors, whatever else, that there's not much you can do in life anymore. You're just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. And me being young and 21 years old, I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to not only prove them wrong, I wanted to prove myself wrong, that I wasn't just gonna, be a bump on the log the rest of my life. And so I set out to do a lot of physical training, a lot of rehab on my own time. And I finally got to the point I was able to prove everybody wrong, I guess, in a sense. And I actually wanted to continue to fill that need, that desire to help others. And I became a police officer. I put myself through the police academy, just as my dad did, and other family members, my uncle. And I wanted to be that guy to make a difference. Whether it be one person or whether it be 1,000 people, it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to make sure that I can lay my head down at night knowing I did the right thing, or I was able to save that dog from that pond, or get that cat out of the tree, or whatever you think we do. I just wanted to make a difference, and that is in my very core of what I believe I'm put here on this earth for, is to make a difference. And so I became a cop and married my high school sweetheart while I was in the military, actually. And we sought out to have children, you know, the whole American dream. And while things just got crazy, my wife got pregnant with triplets and at no fault of her own. She ended up losing all 3 babies, which short term after that made it even harder to get pregnant. Then we had our, what they call rainbow baby, my son, Leland. He's a trip, I think he's 16 months old now. And through that time and work and as a police officer, some calls and other things, I kind of found myself falling into a really deep funk. I didn't know why, I didn't know what was causing it. I just knew something wasn't right and I needed to figure that out. I then spent the next months, and after my son was born, after realizing what's important in life, my wife and I talked, and we actually decided to up and sell our nice move-in ready house, to downsize, not necessarily square footage and all that, but to minimize what we need in life or what we have in life, to focus on what's really important. So I found that I wasn't, I guess, fulfilling that desire to help somebody. As a law enforcement officer, so I wanted to seek out, seek out what I could do in life to make that different, make my impression on the world. So in 2019, I started my own woodworking company, and that's actually this very disheveled shop that you see me in. This is my wood shop. God blessed me with clients and everything else. Things are going great, are growing great. And my motto is, if you don't have a messy shop, then you're not working. So if you look at my shop, it's pretty darn messy. But everything has a place, and I can find it sometimes. And so with the woodworking, you know, I'm doing projects, and I'm enjoying the craft. Something I've always had a passion for. And because of that, I really liked it. I stepped down from the PD to only 1 day a week, which is all fine and dandy, but one thing I found with buying and selling goods, I wasn't able to fulfill that absolute burning desire to help others. It's just something I can't shake. It's there, and it's not gonna go anywhere. It's been there my whole life. So then going through the whole veteran process and going to the VA all the time, I see a lot of broken soldiers, a lot of broken, not soldiers, but broken souls. People who've lost their way, people who struggle more than most, people who have the silent battles, even first responders, EMTs, firefighters, police officers. The struggle that they have is they think that they're the only one that can bear it. And I see that there's a desire there, a need there for the ones that fall through the cracks, that can't get the help from the VA or can't get the help from anywhere, you know, whether it be the government, whether it be private practice. And I started really seeing that I wanted to be that guy or be that resource to those people that need it. There's countless, you know, charities out there, there's countless everything else all across the United States, but I guess specifically in my area, there's a severe lack for it. In my area, I guess I should have told you, is Louisville, Ohio, near Canton, Cleveland, Northeast Ohio area. But with that need that I saw that needed to be filled, I then coined the idea of starting my own charity, I guess, in sorts, a 501c3 company that, I guess not really a company, but an organization called Legacy of Honor. And the reason I chose that name is purely what that stands for. If you break down each word, the legacy that is set before me, whether it be my grandparents, my great-grandfather, my grandfather served in the military, my father served in the military, I served in the military, my father was a police officer, I was a police officer, or am a police officer. It is truly a legacy that I want to uphold. I want to honor their legacy. I want to honor the legacy of others that stepped foot in foreign countries, that went on those calls, that either paid the ultimate sacrifice or just came home with a little bit less inside themselves. And I want to be able to be there to try and be that hand to help them find their complete selves again. And so what I coined this 501c3, this legacy of honor, is purely a helping hand anywhere that need is found. Whether it be mowing lawns for people, whether it's cleaning up brush or shrubbery that's far overgrown because disabled veterans or whatever, they have a disability of some sort. I want to be that guy that can go knock on that door, not take away their sense of self-pride, but to either help them in a way to rebuild their pride or rebuild themselves, to know that they're not alone. I have the dreams, I have the desires, but obviously things cost money and everything else, which I don't have a whole lot of. I'm blessed beyond imagine, maybe not monetarily, but through the wealth of love and support structure that many others don't have. They might not have families, or they might not have friends, or people they can talk to. So I want this organization to be able to be that outlet and help them. Over the last 2-3 years, I've spent most of my free time helping different people with projects around houses, working farms, and everything else. I helped the widow of a late police officer that was a strong mentor in my childhood. He passed away this past year, and I saw the need that she couldn't maintain the horse farm that she lived on, and I was there just about every single week, mowing, landscaping, whatever I could do to make sure that she was a little bit more comfortable, to know that she wasn't forgotten, or he wasn't forgotten, and that his memory can carry on. So I took that idea and I'm growing it. I've already gained a lot of support from friends and family that are ready to jump on. That being said, the equipment I have is nothing new, but it's whatever I got, I can make work. I got a flatbed trailer that's used and abused. It has a deck that's fallen apart. It's got tires that are weathered and holding air, but not much more than that. But she gets the job done. I got some old equipment, hand-me-down farm equipment, like front end loader, old Bobcat that are my parents', but I'm able to, thankfully they're allowing me to use it for this organization that I'm growing. I got just the little things here and there. Ended up this last year when I said that we sold our old house that was moving ready, all fancy and all that fun stuff, to really focus on what is important. My wife and I ended up buying a fixer-upper home on a small piece of land. Needs a lot of work, and I'm trying to do most of it myself. That way, save costs and whatever else. But one thing I don't have is a ability to haul that scrap or the debris from that renovations and stuff. But that's on the selfish side of things, why I think this trailer would be really useful for me. I mean, it can help me out, but I can see that it can help so many others in so many ways. I feel that something so versatile as one of your trailers it can be that extra piece of equipment, dependable equipment that I know that I'm going to get to the job site, be able to help that person, or whatever, haul something for them, or you never know. It would be great, but am I the most deserving? No, probably not. But with the idea of what you guys are doing, actually made it to where I had the idea, from you guys, that if I would be, graciously picked to receive one of the trailers for my legacy of honor, my 501c3, be able to use it for those purposes, I thought of the same idea. What better way to pay it forward is to take the trailer I have. I'll sink every dime of my own money into it. I'll put all new decks, all new wiring. I'll make sure it is fully dependable, and I will find somebody that is in need, that could use it, that can be able to help them have a better tomorrow. If I can find that person, then I would pay it forward, and I would make sure that they are taken care of. And if I would even back it with a warranty, and I would make sure that that thing stayed running or mobile for whoever may need it. With that, you know, if I am picked, then just to hold myself to it, I would make sure that I videotape the whole process of restoring the trailer, bringing it back to its former glory, and getting it in the hands of somebody who really needs it outside of myself. I'll give you a little tour around it here in a little bit, just so you can see the condition it's in. And I can even, you know, if we got time, if I'm not babbling too much, because I'm sure I'm all over the place with the way I talk about stuff, but that's just who I am, and you just got to deal with it. On that note, I'll take you to the trailer. Here's where the magic happens. As I was talking earlier, I was able to find, even just with my woodworking company, I've already done a few projects for people in need, whether it be steps or ramps built for people that have falling apart off the side of their house or whatever, and make it to where they're sturdy and safe again. If you guys care, I've been working on removing trees of our property, getting all the weeds knocked down. That's a 1882 log cabin that we're slowly but surely restoring, because I'm a man of history and I would hate to see it go to waste. Here is the famous trailer. Excuse me. Yeah, she's beat up, she's old, but she's still sturdy. Needs a lot of work. The deck is pretty much completely gone, rusted out, nails, bolts, the wood warped, holed. It's not really trustworthy now to hold up any actual proper equipment, but I think the bones are still good. Tires are rotted, but she works, and that's all I can ask for. You know, I'm not looking for the new and the best, but I figure if it can get me to the project to help somebody, then great. And if I'm, you know, chosen to get one of your absolutely stellar trailers, then you have my word that this guy will go to somebody truly in need outside of my organization. But she needs rewired, she needs new deck, she needs a lot of stuff, but I think she'll do all right. There's one of the reasons why we excuse me, why we love the property that we found is this view. Don't mind all the brush piles that I gotta burn, but I'll go ahead and leave it at that. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. But I hope this video finds you well, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.